If you're watching this at 2 a.m. because the algorithm whispered, Elon Musk just killed the concept of saving money, welcome, you're in the right corner of the internet. Grab whatever liquid courage you've got. We're about to untangle the wildest economic prediction a billionaire has ever dropped on a random Wednesday tweet. It is certainly a nice gesture of the Dells, but there will be no poverty in the future, and so no need to save money. There will be universal high income. 51 words, no emojis, no asterisks, and every CFO who read it while sipping a $7 oat milk cortado did the same spit take. Let's translate that from Muskese to plain English. Artificial intelligence plus robots equals so much stuff so cheaply that every human, whether you code in Palo Alto or mop floors in Pittsburgh, gets a high income, not basic, high, dropped into their account like a daily participation trophy. Saving becomes as obsolete as a Blockbuster membership. Bold? Yes. Possible? That's why you're still here. 2012. Will land rockets on boats. Media laughs. 2016, first booster sticks the barge. 2015, will sell 500,000 EVs. Bears scream bankruptcy. 2023, Tesla delivers 1.8 million. Musk's batting average on impossible is better than most Hall of Famers, so when he puts an 80% probability on universal high income, we can't file it under stoner thought experiment. We have to price it in, because the market sure will. Let's talk AI productivity. One Stanford study last year showed GPT-4 raised white-collar output 37%. That's like every Friday becoming a half day without pay cut. Scale that across 160 million U.S. workers, and you're looking at an extra $7 trillion in annual value, roughly the size of Germany and France combined. Now, bolt-on robotics. Tesla's own Optimus bot is slated for $20K a unit. If it replaces even 1/3 of a $50K human salary, payback is under 6 months. Walmart alone could field 1 million of these things restocking shelves at 3 a.m. No bathroom breaks, no OSHA complaints, no 401k match. When capital expenditure becomes a one-time purchase, labor cost collapses, prices follow. Deflation, the kind your macro professor warned you about, becomes the baseline. Musk's logic, if stuff gets 10 times cheaper, you don't need to hoard dollars. The dividend of abundance finds you. Pause. This is where commentators trip. Universal basic income is survival money. Think $1,000 a month, enough for lentils, Netflix, and a room you share with mold. Universal high income is choose your private island money. Musk-level gig money for everyone. How high? He never pins the number, but let's reverse engineer. Median U.S. household spending is roughly $70K a year. If AI drives cost of goods to near zero, a high income could be $200K in today's purchasing power, because why not? The robots are paying the marginal cost of production with electrons and solar panels. Sounds utopian until you realize it's just a dividend on the most productive worker in history, the algorithm that never sleeps. Flash cut to the U.S. national debt clock, $34 trillion and spinning like a slot machine. Musk's other claim, AI is the only way out, suddenly makes sense. You can't tax your way out of that hole. You can't grow 3% annually for 100 years without turning into a sci-fi civilization. You need a productivity step function. AI is the elevator. If GDP doubles while costs half, debt to GDP plummets faster than a SpaceX fairing. Universal high income is the political sugar that makes the medicine go down. Citizens get a check, politicians get reelected, bond vigilantes go back to sleep. Okay, if no one needs to save, what happens to banks, to retirement accounts, to that charming advisor named Greg who keeps telling you to buy dividend aristocrats? Let's play it out. Banks live on the spread between what they pay you for deposits and what they charge for loans. If saving is pointless, deposits evaporate. Loans become algorithmic margin calls backed by robot collateral. The entire edifice of compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world, turns into a museum piece. Your 401k? In a post-scarcity loop, equities might still exist, but their purpose flips. Companies don't need your capital, they need your data and your attention. Shareholder meetings become influencer festivals. Dividends are paid in status tokens instead of dollars. Weird? Absolutely. Impossible? Ask any 14-year-old what they'd rather own, 10 shares of IBM or a limited edition Fortnite skin. Remember the clip from Paris? The question will really be one of meaning. Does your life have meaning? That's the part that keeps me up later than espresso. Humans are wired to hunt, to build, to strive. Strip that away and you don't get paradise. You get dopamine bankruptcy. Japan's hikikomori show us the trailer, rooms lit by RGB keyboards, bodies nourished by convenience store rice balls, souls evaporating one notification at a time. Universal high income solves material scarcity, but creates existential scarcity. When the algorithm can write your novel, diagnose your rash, and flirt better than you ever did, what's left? Answer: the one thing robots can't counterfeit: shared story. Community becomes the new currency. If you think TikTok is addictive, wait till the only game in town is who can host the most alive dinner party. Status will migrate from net worth screenshots to IRL engagement metrics. Saving money is replaced by saving memories, saving friendships, saving the planet from the asteroid of boredom. Practical segment. Because even if Elon is right, the road from here to there is paved with volatility. Skill stack like a Renaissance mutant. Combine two things AI does poorly: physical dexterity plus deep empathy. Think robotic therapy dog trainer. Sounds nuts, so did Instagram influencer in 2008. Own the rails, not the cargo. ETFs like bots or robo are blunt weapons, but they capture the picks and shovels of automation. If Optimus bots need precision gears, somebody still cashes the purchase order. Tokenize your attention. Start a newsletter, a channel, a community, anything that can't be duplicated at zero marginal cost. Attention is the scarcest resource in an infinite content world. Keep a sliver of cash anyway, because revolutions arrive early, but paychecks arrive late. Call it the cynical buffer. 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account won't make you rich, but it'll let you sleep while your neighbors panic tweet. Musk says 80% chance of joblessness in the benign scenario. No date. Kurzweil pegs 2029 for AGI. Goldman Sachs research says 300 million full-time jobs are auto-eligible within a decade. The spread is huge, but the option value of acting now is asymmetric. Imagine prepping for a hurricane that might hit in 2032. Worst case, you overbought batteries and canned beans. Best case, you're the only house with the lights still on. Maybe one day kids will press their noses here and ask, "Mom, what's cash?" And we'll laugh the way we do when we see rotary phones, nostalgic for the friction that once defined us. Look, I don't know if Musk's prediction lands in 10 years or 50, but I do know this: the future doesn't ask permission. It just shows up at your door wearing a robot smile, holding a check with more zeros than you can count. You can hide under the blanket of, "This sounds crazy," or you can start building the lifeboat of skills, community, and curiosity. Saving money might die. Saving yourself never goes out of style. If this video bent your mental frame, drop a comment. What would you do if a robot handed you $200K every January 1st? Smash that subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive, because the algorithm isn't slowing down, and neither are we. Until next time, stay human.